Welcome back to the Fleet Lead. I'm Jeremy Wolfe with FleetOwner.com, and here we are at Samsara's Beyond User Conference in Las Vegas. It is 105 degrees outside, but it is nice and cool in here. We have this fancy studio to record our conversation with Adam Cassidy, Senior Director of Safety with Werner. Werner is number 11 on the Fleet Owner 500 for hire, I believe, for the nation's largest fleets by power unit. So Adam, thanks for hopping on with us today.
Yeah, Jeremy, thanks for having me.
So Adam, could you tell us a little bit about Werner if a listener has somehow never heard of you?
Yeah, absolutely. So like you mentioned, we're a sizable truckload carrier in North America. For easy math, call it 10,000 plus drivers, 8,000 plus trucks. I think that puts us somewhere between 2.5 and 3.5 million miles every business day. And if it's hauled on the roadways in America, there's a good chance that we haul it for our citizens.
I'm guessing a lot of general freight, predominantly dry van?
Yep, predominantly dry van. We do have a TCU division. We do have some flatbed and some custom final mile stuff that we absolutely haul, but predominantly dry van.
And how about your role in the fleet? Senior Director of Safety. How'd you find your way there?
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a long story. I spent 18 plus years in the Air Force, met my wife while I was still in. We ended up moving back to Nebraska to start a family and got off of active duty and was looking for a employer that was veteran friendly. Werner is 20+% veteran from a workforce composition. So that's a sizable number when we've got 14,000 associates and 20% of them are veteran. That's important to me, just because, I don't know, we're stronger together, and having a common background is something that I like, and Werner was one of those names. So when I was sitting in my basement filling out applications, Werner's name kept popping up. Applied, got turned down a couple of times, finally had a buddy walk my resume into the hiring manager's office, and the rest is history 12 years later.
And if I scanned your LinkedIn profile correctly, you did a bit of logistics work for the military before you moved on to Werner.
I did. The military is heavy on the logistics. It's just by the nature of the business. But I spent some time on the enlisted side. I drove every single piece of equipment with wheels. So I do have some driving experience on 18-wheelers. It's different. We're not hauling freight in the military, but have a fairly lengthy military license, and then eventually commissioned and did some of the leadership side of the logistics work as well.
And as Senior Director of Safety now, you're helping make sure all of the drivers in Werner's fleet are operating safely?
Yeah, so largely focused on accident and injury prevention and reduction of severity. So that's a lot of hands-on training. That's a lot of virtual training, and also just that paying attention to what's going on in the fleet and responding to that in a smart fashion.
And I have a premonition, since we're at the Samsara Beyond User Conference, that you might have had experience working with Samsara.
I have a little bit of experience working with Samsara. So, it's been, we just signed our next contract, which means we're coming up on our 5-year time with them. So we've been around for a while and have seen the products innovate and iterate. And it's been Samsara 4 years ago compared to today. It's been a fun trip to see what has come out. And there's just so much in this space right now that is evolving so quickly.
5 years is a pretty solid amount of time. How'd you get started?
Yeah, so we had a prior camera provider at Werner, and just had some deficiencies that really we were looking to get better on. And we started our normal process is go out, find out who the top 3, 5, 6 companies are that provide whatever service we're looking to, and started racking and stacking. Brought a whole bunch of companies in Omaha to talk to us about their tech. Samsara very quickly emerged as one of those leaders. And then just over time, we've built that relationship, and we're not a small fleet. So our implementation took some time, right? Once we made the decision to move forward with Samsara, that's a process of 12 to 18 to 24 months to go from no trucks with the tech on board to full fleet implementation. And I was around for most of that project. And we taught ourselves some lessons for sure, just like any technology implementation. But overall, it went really well. And we actually have recently expanded the Samsara tech that are on our trucks. We were a forward-facing dash cam only solution for a couple of those years. And we started dabbling in the side view camera space and the AI multicam connector space a couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And we're now 1,500 trucks into that implementation. So we'll be full fleet sometime in the next 12 months, hopefully.
Any inward-facing cameras?
No inward-facing cameras. No, we are a truckload carrier with sleeper. Our drivers have sleepers as part of the cab, and there's just some privacy concerns that we have with those inward-facing cameras.
So it sounds like Werner started maybe 2021, 2022, over a couple years, rolled out, I'm assuming the AI dash cam is what it would be referred to now?
Yep.
And that was across thousands of trucks. Does every truck now have a dash cam on it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And it's been an awesome thing to see. We took all the normal questions that you can think of from a driver perspective of why are we doing this? I don't need a camera to watch what I'm doing. But through time and through that implementation process, and now that we're a couple of years past that implementation, we've really started to get very positive driver feedback. That's actually helped with some of the side view camera installations. We've gone from, it's like any technology implementation, it's a bell curve, right? 10 to 20% want the technology. The vast majority of the middle are agnostic. They'll take it when you give it to them. And then there's always that noisy population of 10 to 20%. But that's really not been true. Once we got through the first forward-facing implementation, now the questions that I get asked are, when can I get the side view cameras? When can I get the AI detections that are enabled by the multicam? And it's pretty rare that I get somebody that says, hey, I don't want that tech on my truck. It's now, when can I have it? Can you bump my truck to the front of the line? It's funny, on the way down here, I got a text from a driver that just got them installed this week. And I mean, I don't have my phone on me, otherwise I would read verbatim the text, but it was something along the lines of, these cameras are amazing. Thank you for helping me get them. My truck was a bit of a pain in the rain because the rain would pool on the mirrors and it just wasn't a great experience. But now that I have the cameras, I still can rely on the mirrors and also have the camera visibility, and he just added 360-degree visibility, which is a driver creature comfort, makes for a safer roadway. We're big proponents of the added tech.
Oh, nice. Is the aim to have every truck also have the multicam over time?
Yep. Over time, we'll get every truck will have the side views empowered by the multicam. So we'll get there sometime in the next 12 to 18 months, hopefully.
I wanted to ask you about the safety outcomes that you found from the forward-facing camera, the side-facing camera, the multicam. How did it go? Was it a marked difference? Has it been easier to train and prevent accidents?
Yeah. So there's a lot of different safety outcomes we could talk through. The couple of examples that come to mind are in our early days in our pilot when we were testing side view. So this is a side view camera example. When we tested the control group against the truck, the group that had side view cameras, we saw up to a 40% reduction in sideswipe accidents. Time will tell if that number holds, right? That was a control group, fairly small. But even if we get to a small percentage of that reduction, that's still preventing accidents, still reducing severity of the accidents that we do have, which is an awesome thing. And then honestly, the driver exoneration piece, the trust that our drivers have now that when they're doing the right thing, oftentimes we can validate that with the camera footage. And that's a great safety, but also retention effect in the fleet. We just had an example here recently where we got a phone call about us striking an individual's personal pickup truck. The personal pickup truck was allegedly parked on the side of the road. And we clipped their mirror is how the intake claim came in. It happened to be one of the first few trucks with side view cameras, so we were
Ah,
able to pull footage. I mean, and it was a fraudulent claim. What we saw in the video was not as reported. And before we had the footage, before we had the cameras, it's a nuisance claim. It's a he said, she said at best. But we now have concrete proof that, hey, that's not us. We were in the lane, appropriately managing speed. We didn't strike your vehicle. Here's the video proof of you taking that mirror and throwing it on the ground to cause damage. So we're not going to pursue this claim. We have proof that it's not us. So that's a big benefit in our world, in addition to accident reduction, injury reduction, all that good stuff.
do you log the safety events, harsh breaks, or any of that for follow-up training?
Yep. So those events, when they pop up, we absolutely have a process in place where, depending upon severity and depending upon frequency, we have a progressive level of training that comes through the tablet, but also comes through hands-on training with that driver, and it's been markedly successful.
And ramping up from the previous camera provider to this new one and moving on to multi-cameras, was there any back office labor difficulty trying to manage all of this data as it flew in?
Yeah. So prior provider to current provider, vastly different systems. We went from an event-based recording only, so there had to be something that triggered the recording, to the way that Samsara tech works is we can go out and request footage from anything, as long as you grab it within the parameters of the storage on the device, right? So we went from having snippets of some footage to now we have 2.5 to 3.5 million miles of footage every day if we want it, which is completely different than what we had prior provider.
Massive.
Yes. So the back office staffing challenge, we thought we were going to have more hurdles there to begin with. But as we take intake claims, it's now just built into our process of we are going to check for footage and we're going to go pull that timestamp on that footage and take whatever footage we have from the cameras, whether that's the forward facing only or the forward facing plus the side views. We also have some tractors that are equipped with backing cameras. That is not a full fleet implementation, but depending upon which truck you're pulling from, we now have footage from up to 4 different camera views. And yes, it's an added step in the process, but we've seen that added step in the process be worthwhile. And honestly, with the AI multicam that our cameras are now seeing the benefit of, that staffing challenge has become less and less because the AI detection, we don't have to go out and search for the footage. Oftentimes, more and more, we're getting the alert from Samsara saying, hey, something happened at this point in time. Here's the video. Here's the link to go pull added context.
Could you tell me a little bit about the backup cameras that you have? I'm curious to hear about those. What applications is that in?
Yeah, so we have, 8,000-ish trucks, a few thousand more drivers, but we have 30,000 trailers, and then we operate customer trailers as well. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of great partners in that industry, but we also have a lot of very tight parking lots that we operate in. We go from DC to store, and some of the store locations that we deliver to, it's really tough to get any size trailer backed into that loading dock. Customer trailer, we don't want to spend on tech to hardwire install to those customer trailers, right? There's a lot of different carriers that haul those trailers. We're one of them. So there's cameras that are powered by the Samsara tech, where it's a magnetic Wi-Fi enabled camera. Driver can get out, park, get out, go look at the backing maneuvering area that he's going to be working in. He or she slaps that camera on the back of the ICC bumper or somewhere that is magnetic on the back of that trailer. Oftentimes it's self-unload accounts. So there's a lift gate. And then hits the on button, that camera pairs to the monitor in the cab. And at that same time, the gateway from Samsara picks up that video footage. So not only is the driver getting that backing camera footage in the cab, we are getting it in the portal. In 2/3 of our accidents happen in those close quarter maneuvering parking lots, right? So we were strategic with which accounts get those backing cameras, and our most difficult accounts get those backing cameras, and it's just an added tool in that driver's toolkit to help with visibility.
All right, nice. And so looking ahead, getting more of those multi-cameras onto those trucks, rolling out even more data, even more coverage.
Yeah, so I'm excited about getting through this side view implementation, the multicam implementation, but I'm excited. I really feel like we have just started on this AI detection. There's pedestrian warning, there's rear collision warning, there's I forget the name of it. It's the side swipe, the lane change warning of if you have your blinker on and there's a vehicle in blind spot. So the vehicle in the blind spot detection. And they're powerful now, but the tech, we've seen it evolve so quickly over the last couple of years. I really think that in another couple of years, there's going to be things that we haven't thought of today that are powered by that footage that we have from those cameras that will be solving a problem that we didn't think could be solved. So I'm excited for the next couple of years.
Lots to be excited for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.